welcome everyone to this webinar. This is going to be 3 interactive apps to win at email and healthcare. We're your hosts here. My name is Matt Harris. I'm the founder and CEO here at Dispatch. Over 20 years email experience now, lots of fun, and super stoked for apps and what we're going to share with you today. And I've got Ryan here today with me as well. Ryan.
Hey folks, Ryan Stinson here, Director of Product at Dispatch. Obviously I look a little bit different than in my photo, but here I am today. Yeah, I'm very excited to share what we're doing with Dispatch and what apps and email are.
Awesome. Yeah, are you sure it's still you, Ryan?
Yeah, the hair moved from the top to the beard.
Yeah, there we go. Great things during COVID. All right, so the agenda today, we're going to go over just what exactly is the apps and email technology, go through the 3 app examples for the healthcare space that are going to make a real big difference for all of you. We can talk a little about some of our experience within healthcare and some of the companies we're supporting today, how Dispatch can work with some of the sending platforms out there like Braze and Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Then we'll jump into some of our takeaways and Q&A. And just as a matter of housekeeping, definitely after today, we will be sharing with you a recording of the presentation. And I think a copy of the slides as well, so don't worry about that. If you have questions, pop them in the chat and we'll get into all of them in the Q&A. With that, let's get into it. Why are we here today? I guess it's like always a good place to start. So one of the big trends we've seen in the last 2 years is a really big push away from in-person interactions with customers or clients, and all that moving online and moving to the cloud. And in industry, this is being talked about as the contactless industry, because instead it used to be face-to-face dealing with clients, but now that's all been moved online. Now it's all contactless. And to give some numbers here, looking at some reporting from Deloitte, they think the contactless industry is going to grow to over $3 trillion of transactions by 2025. It's one of the fastest growing industries now. And healthcare especially has been highlighted by Deloitte as one key area that's going to be really disrupted by the contactless movement. So I think it's really important. As marketers, we're always thinking about the trends that are happening, and this one, it's happened. We're in it and we're living it today. And I think within healthcare and all the different facets of that, online booking especially is just an area where we need to be a little more nimble and agile. I know a lot of us have adopted online scheduling tools. We're going to show you today how we can go to the next level and make it a little bit better. I think one of the other challenges we see companies facing with that less face-to-face time with your clients or patients, it's less chance to do questionnaires, get intake forms, get information gathered, and that's forcing people to require more forms to be filled out online, which is really challenging as well. And we can talk about ways we can increase the conversion rate there and get more people filling it out. And just in general, I think patient intake is pretty tricky, and we've got some cool things we can show you today. It's going to really, really help there. Yeah, that's it. Let's jump in. What are apps and email? So at its simplest, apps and email is it helps you embed app-like features and functionality directly inside of the email client. So no longer do you have to go click out and go to a website to complete a form, but you can do the form, do the survey right in the email itself. It's a brand new technology powered, actually coming out of Google. And with this technology, you can really start serving up some remote friendly interactive experiences right in the email client. You don't have to invest in having your own app or having a website. You can do it all right there in the email. And it's doing really well from a performance side. We're seeing a huge increase in conversions, whether it's booking, surveys, or more. So, people definitely like it. Yeah. Ryan?
Yeah. So as we've realized, there are so many possibilities when it comes to apps and email. We'll just take a look at a few today that could be helpful to you folks in healthcare. While the web has been reinventing itself over and over, email has been very slow to evolve over the decades. So this makes new tech like apps and email, which is, like Matt said, powered by Google and their AMP initiative. It's really exciting and innovative for the space. So Dispatch's apps and email will help you or help to boost existing and prospective customer client interactions using apps and such as like the three that we're going to show you. So let's take a look at the first one. So this is booking an email. It's an interactive in-email app that allows teams to bring the entire calendar process or calendar booking process into an email. So this here is an example of our calendar booking app powered by Simply Book Me, one of the leading online booking services. So some benefits here. This simplifies scheduling for both the patient and provider. Recipients don't need to open a new browser tab. There's never any stale content in the email either. Only available appointments are shown as well. So there's less time needed for staff to answer phones to try and arrange an appointment. And the end result, there's less friction between both the patient and provider, offering more conversions and appointments that could be booked. So just as an anecdote, I wish my optometrist had this. They keep text messaging me saying that I have to book an appointment with them. It's about every 3 weeks or so. And I don't know if it's because I'm a millennial or what, but I know that I would prefer to have the interaction just come in through email so I could just go, okay, done, great, set it and forget it, right? But anyway, as mentioned, this is using Simply Book Me, but we can also build custom calendar booking apps that integrate with your team's existing tools. Anything to add here, Matt?
I also hate the annoying text messages. In my case, from my dentist, they're very aggressive. But I just want to highlight, I think scheduling an email is like the #1 app use case we see requested from folks. And it's the #1 we see making a difference to help people, get more meetings, get more patients in. So it's just really great to highlight how impactful this can be. And it's really great interactive experience. And it, people really like it. I like it. So I'm a person.
Awesome. This is poll in email. So this is also an interactive in-email app that allows teams to add quick questionnaires to their email templates. Gives users a handful of options for the poll, but it also offers a lot of customization and more coming soon. So think styling options, maybe even emoji responses, as well as some more integrations to more providers. So a few benefits here. It allows you to gather valuable client data quicker. Also makes it easier for clients to respond to questionnaires. So it eliminates that extra step of opening a browser tab from an email. People just want to focus on clearing their inbox, right? Anything from you, Matt?
Yeah, poll and email is like such a simple use case, but it's such a powerful one too for marketers. Often you have simple questions you want to ask questions. It can be a poll to judge how much people favor one thing or the other. It could be a poll to see how a visit was, or how well you're conveying information to the customer. But a simple poll can also be used to help segment different customers as well, and help gather that information in like a kind of a fun way. If you're a veterinary clinic, you can be like, what are you most interested in learning about? Are cats, dogs, or birds, and something like that, and tie this data back to how you do marketing to the person in the future. And it's a lot nicer than having to fill out like a form or something else on the website. So it's a great use case and very powerful.
100%. And lastly, but not least, here's Form and Email app. So this can take many shapes and sizes. Basically any form you can think of, we can turn into an interactive email app. In this example, we're showing a survey, but it could be also an experience review form, for example. So with Form and Email, you can embed a dynamic survey in an email so recipients can answer directly from their inbox. The benefits with Form and Email, similar to the others, but it can make intake experiences, or post-appointment surveys seamless. So that means you get the valuable client data quicker, get information you need to better serve your clients and reduce friction by allowing clients to respond directly in an email. So the result, you're gathering that data quicker and you're getting more of it. Anything else, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing marketers know is that we're always going to see drop off in our marketing funnel, whether it's email open rates, email click-through rates, or survey conversions. We're always going to see a percentage drop off. Unfortunately, not everyone wants to read or do our surveys. And this, the form in email is a really powerful app because it cuts out one of those steps, and you're no longer reliant on that click-through step to get to this, to get to the form to do the completion. I mean, I think that's really, really material for a lot of marketers now to get that higher conversion rate, especially in the healthcare case where often we can provide better care or more targeted care to a patient or a client if we have this information filled out. So it's actually even more important that people are completing these. So the thing I love about form and email is how flexible it is. Like, you can have as many questions you want. You can ask few, all different types of questions as well. It's really great experience in email. It looks great on mobile as well. So it's a great app. Awesome. I mean, one of the questions we get a lot, obviously, is how do these things work? Do they work? And excited to say yes, definitely. We see really high conversion rates. One of the only data I don't have around apps right now is the mobile first generation. Do they like apps more than regular email? My gut is on yes, but across the board, we say from Razorpay, Himmons Company, survey responses increased by 257%. I'm not going to promise that for every app, but that's really impressive. Google Docs actually leveraged this technology themselves and increased their comment rate by 500%, which is a crazy number. If you've used Google Docs, you might have actually seen this, and you might have this in your inbox, which is really cool. We've also seen some really great, like within healthcare performance as well. So we definitely see these things performing and do really well. On that note, in particular, I just want to do a little quick shout out to Hive, a current dispatch customer we're working with. They're a digital healthcare solutions company, which they had a really cool use case, which was their product team actually owned all of their emails and really had to rely on engineering to make changes and get involved. Engineering had to be in there because there's like patient and like appointment dates and other things that were getting into the email that engineers need to connect to their backend. But with Dispatch, we could really help their product team create and customize campaigns without having to worry about the email breaking or all that template code. I think Ryan as another product person, hopefully you can relate to that case study.
Oh, for sure. Being able to have that autonomy in creating the emails is just so important because you can make those iterative improvements so you can move quickly to correct to ensure that you're always staying on the right track as well.
Yeah, I think we hope to do the same thing with apps and email, like enable you to create these interactive app experiences without having a developer to create a landing page, create surveys, and connect it all up. We actually have a great case study from Hive as well. I'll call out. We got them to 10 minutes to customize an email template, and 40 minutes to create a new email template from scratch, which is huge, and 1 day to actually create, test, review, and publish an email, which is huge. With Dispatch, we actually have guardrails in place and getting emails approved and run through a collaborative process is really hard for some companies. There's a lot of maybe legal requirements or a bunch of different stakeholders that need to get involved. And so 1 day turnaround time in here was really great for the full cycle, the full production cycle. Up next, Brian.
So yeah, let's talk about how easy it is to integrate Dispatch and apps and email with your marketing stack. So we know how direct integrations can be beneficial to speed up your team's workflow. So rather than download the approved template, review locally, log into your sending platform, upload, review again, blah, blah, blah. We make it super easy by offering delivery in just a few clicks. We integrate directly with sending platforms that support AMP for email, like Braze, Iterable, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, SendGrid, and we're always adding new integrations. This means you can drop dispatch and apps and email into your marketing stack and start sending interactive emails today. But what does that look like? Let's check it out on the next slide. Look at that transition. That looks nice. So here's a short GIF just showing how seamless our integrations are. So you build your email template in Dispatch, you drop in your app, you customize based on your initiative, what you're trying to do, have your template reviewed and approved by members of your team. Then you can sync it to Salesforce Marketing Cloud or whichever platform you use with just a click. Super easy.
That looks great. Thanks, Ryan. All right, let's jump into some key takeaways for today. Number one, I believe that apps and email can really change and help healthcare providers overcome, the contactless economy I talked about, or the remote world we're in. Help you provide a better patient customer experience, help you improve your net marketing ROI as well. No matter how you look at it, I think you're going to see a lift. There's one thing you take away today in terms of like what is apps and emails. It lets you embed actions like appointment bookings and polls and surveys right into the email, and they're gonna work. People really like these things. I can't stress that enough. There's always concerns when you introduce new technology to a consumer that, how are people going to interact with it? Does it change behavior? Is it add friction? Apps is fluid. It's like, it's the next generation of email that we've been wanting and people have been asking for. And it's literally in their inbox or it's in their pocket right now. So we got to take advantage of it. One of the key benefits as well to apps and email that literally drops into your marketing stack today. And so, there's no dev time or ramp up. You can be in and sending these apps in a matter of days, which I think is really phenomenal potential for marketers. Yeah. All right, we're going to jump in and do a quick Q&A. There's a bunch of questions. If we don't get them all today, we will follow up with a blog post or a quick email with some of the key questions and if, any insights we have there. Let's jump into the first question here, Ryan. Question is, I've never sent AMP emails or emails like this before. What type of setup is involved to get it up and running?
So first off, when it comes to actually getting your domain set to send out AMP emails, there's just a short form that you have to fill out with Google, but you need to be following the best email sending practices. You have to be sure that you have DKIM, SPF, DMARC configured correctly, and that you meet Google security requirements. You also need to have a production ready email to send to Google. And then this is where we can help. You can work with our support team to ensure your setup is a success. On top of that, we also have a blog post that is available. So just do a quick search and you'll be able to find that.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's definitely a process our team can help out with as well. Next question here, Ryan. Do you have any samples of AMP-powered emails that are being used outside of the healthcare space? I'd love to learn more.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to?
Oh, yeah, sure. I can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of AMP use cases outside of healthcare. Healthcare is just personally one of my favorites. One great example we've seen a lot of uptake with is actually with NPS surveys. Again, it's another quick and easy win. Drop in an NPS survey and people can click on a button. You get the response tracked and it's very quick and unintrusive. We also do gaming experiences. We've seen like scratch and win or spin the wheel, both kind of cool. One of my personal favorites though is a little more advanced, but you can actually embed search experiences directly in email with apps. And so when I say search experiences, think like Pinterest or when you're apartment hunting on Zillow, when you're apartment hunting on Zillow, those are all search experiences and we can embed that in the email and you can be looking at, results that match what you're looking for, and you can see in real time what's available, which is, I think, really, really powerful. And that's kind of unlocking what apps and email is really all about. All All right. Maybe one more question, just in interest of time here. Question is, what if I want a scheduling app that works slightly different from what Ryan showed earlier? Can you do customizations? And absolutely. Our goal with apps and email is to give you, the marketer, a lot of flexibility and control in what this looks like and how it works inside the dashboard. So Dispatch has like a full editor to let you make changes. If you want to do really advanced customizations, which I can talk about in a second, we have a team on staff as well to help out with that and really ensure that you have a bespoke experience that works for you. NPS is a great example of this, where a really common request from customers is that if the respondent gives a low score, instead of just logging that in a database, they actually want to proactively push that person to support. Maybe create a support ticket so an agent will reach out or something else to ensure, hey, someone's having a bad experience, like let's get ahead of it. And on the inverse side, if the respondent gives a really high score, we don't just want to like say, okay, thanks, bye. Instead, hey, what can we prompt them to do a social share? Or is there like a referral code or coupon code we can push? What can we do to reward this really happy and engaged customer? And our team's is happy to help out and do that customization. And it's all going to happen in app as well, in email as well. There's going to be no jumping out for that experience, which I think is really rad. Yeah. All right. I think we're going to wrap there. Thanks for joining, y'all. If you'd like to see apps and email in action, dispatch.io/demo. Again, I'm Matt. I'm happy to chat as well if you want to reach out over Twitter. Ryan, thank you so much for your time here. Some super great apps. I'm really stoked.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.